Rise and Energize Her Morning Show is brought to you by Mogul TV Global Network, the #1 streaming TV network for positive programming in the Mid-Atlantic. To learn how you can energize your business and brand with media, visit www.themogulchannel.com.
Stop playing small, it's your time to rise. Climbing to heights that you once denied. Own your power, light up the sky. This is your moment, no need to hide. Stop playing smurfs, let your spirit roar. Open your wings and show the world more. No turning back, you're ready to soar. Stop playing small, what you waiting for? Make your move.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Affirmative Action. No, not the affirmative action in regards to discrimination, but the affirmative action where we affirm the actions of those in our community. So if you saw our last episode, you know that we are in the middle of a series talking about know your rights and giving you some rights in the area of employment law. Before we get there, today our highlighted person of the community is Miss Sarah Goddard. Sarah Goddard is the founder and owner of the Day Treatment Center, as well as Behavioral Health Center here in Newport News, Virginia, where she caters to and helps facilitate the needs of adults who have both mental and behavioral health issues. She makes sure that they get the education that they need, that they get the proper services that they need, food and fun. She opens her facility from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. And then with the behavioral health services, she provides in-house counseling and other activities for those adults who are in need of mental health and behavioral health services. And again, it is Divine Behavioral Health Services and Life Day Treatment Center right here in the city of Newport News. With that being said, we are on part 2 of Knowing Your Rights, and today we are going to talk about FMLA, which is the Family and Medical Leave Act. Very quickly, most people have probably heard the term, but maybe have never needed to access FMLA, or maybe don't even know what's covered or who is covered. So FMLA is offered to those employers who are covered under FMLA, and then to those employees who are covered under the employers. And so basically most people know, if I'm going to be on an extensive leave or I have to be away from my job for a significant period of time, then I may not can just use regular leave, but I need to actually tap into FMLA. And so under FMLA, it is given to those employees who qualify under the Family and Medical Leave Act for things such as surgery and extended leave, dealing with the medical condition, pregnancy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All of those things can fall under FMLA. And so what happens is people often ask, well, what can my employer do and what can my employer cannot do? Or in other words, what is the employer prohibited from doing? Well, a couple of things that your employer can do when you are asking to use FMLA or to take leave under the FMLA Act. So for one, your employer can ask you for certification. Your employer can ask you for some type of documentation that supports or proves that you need to be on this type of extended leave. The employer asks and can also ask for advance notice. Your employer can ask you to give advance notice before you take the leave. And to be honest, this kind of makes common sense. If you have a role in your job and you know that you're going to be out for a particular time and you've been hired for that role, then it only makes sense for the employer to have advance notice so they can make whatever arrangements necessary to make sure that whatever duties that are associated with your role can continue to be fulfilled and just won't stop because maybe you need to take FMLA. In addition, the employer can set up a certain type of schedule for you or some type of intermediate schedule or just full continuous schedule of FMLA, just depending on what is absolutely needed. Some things that your employer cannot do. If you need to take FMLA, you qualify and have the leave, your employer cannot deny you leave under FMLA. And if you want more information about that or you want to dive deeper into it, then you definitely need to join us in the upcoming Know Your Rights Summit that will be taking place next month in February. More details to follow, but we will be doing a Know Your Rights Summit where we'll be talking about different aspects of employment law as well as family law, custody, child support, what can happen, what cannot happen, what things can happen in a divorce, etc. Also, knowing your rights for yourself or your minor when encountering law enforcement. Also, knowing your rights as a tenant under the law. So again, that summit will be coming up in February. Stay tuned with more details to follow. Now, back to the FMLA. What I was saying is that your employer cannot deny you leave under FMLA. The other thing that your employer cannot do is your employer cannot retaliate against you for taking FMLA. We've seen this happen in real life where somebody has taken FMLA. The employer is not exactly happy about it, can't do anything about it. So then they find a way to retaliate against the individual by maybe removing their job, which causes some form of termination, and then trying to disguise it as a RIF or some type of reorganization. Or when you come back to work, treating you different than other employees under actions that are covered under Title VII. Again, your employer cannot retaliate against you if you tap into and use FMLA. Your employer also cannot discriminate against you because you used FMLA. And your employer cannot deny job restoration. So when it's time for you to come back, and everything is the same and you're ready to fulfill your duties, your employer cannot deny you from coming back to work. Again, we've seen it in real life where somebody takes FMLA and, while they're on FMLA or as soon as they come back, oh, we did a reorg, or hey, your job position is no longer available. And sometimes it is a true reorganization or a true removal of the particular job. And then sometimes it is a pretext and actually it is a form of retaliation and discrimination. So those are some things that your employer cannot do. Now, on the local level, and sometimes this change, your employer should not be contacting you while you are on FMLA or asking you to do work. There could be some exceptions to that. And then some employees say, hey, you are allowed to contact me, or I want to do X, Y, and Z, et cetera, et cetera. But it has to be something that is agreed upon and something that is permitted. If it's not permitted, then really you should not be working or being contacted on FMLA. I've seen in real life where employers have contacted individuals while they're on FMLA, and it becomes a form of harassment. If I am out on some type of extended leave and it's due to myself or a family member, then technically I probably, unless again I've opened the door, do not want to be contacted. And I've seen where employers try to enforce the employee to do work or respond to certain things, and those type of acts generally are prohibited. So that's just a quick gamut of what the Family and Medical Leave Act is. Again, we will be talking more about this over the next couple of episodes, and we really will be taking a deep dive in it in our summit next month on Know Your Rights. So again, if you need to take an extended absence and it's due to family medical issues or your own medical issues, it typically falls under FMLA. And as long as you are eligible for it and you have the type of leave, then you should not be denied it. You should not be discriminated against if you take FMLA. You should not be retaliated against if you take FMLA. However, you may have to give your employer proof that this extended time period is needed. You also can do some type of intermediate or some type of scheduling with your employer that will allow you to do some things while you are out on an FMLA. Your employer can require some doctor's notes. or some type of, medical evidence. However, there are caveats to that. You do not have to turn over your entire medical file. So those are just a few bullet points on what an employer can and cannot do under FMLA. Let us know here at Mogul TV if you want to learn more. Let us know if you're interested in attending the summit next month. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact our office and we will be happy to help you in any way we can. Have a wonderful and amazing day.
Welcome to Girl, Get Up and Wash Your Face, where instead of focusing on the pain, we are diving into the good news, the victories, the progress, and the hope that comes with healing. So we are now in the month of February, and you already know what that's all about. February 14th, Valentine's Day, Love Day, V-Day. And these days, a lot of people don't like Valentine's Day because it's so commercialized. It's all about buying gifts. But I like to keep it about the main focus. And the main focus is love. Love. I do understand that sometimes when you have experienced hurt and you have experienced pain, it makes you want to give up on love. But this month, we are reviving the word love. So I want you to ask yourself, are you carrying any emotional baggage that makes you want to give up on love? Are you carrying any emotional weight that says, girl, you better run from that man? If you said yes, I want you to pay attention to today's segment, okay? So what exactly is emotional baggage? Emotional baggage is that unresolved pain, the disappointments, the trauma that comes from past relationships. And I want to give you some signs for you to think about. Am I carrying some unresolved baggage? So the first one is, do you have a fear of vulnerability, a fear of getting close to someone, like someone tries to talk to you, someone's hitting up those DMs and you like, no, sir, you better go somewhere, not even giving him an opportunity to prove who he is to you? Are you overreacting to small issues? Like, are you easily triggered? Do you compare yourself to other people's relationships, their love stories, or even comparing new people to past relationships? If you said yes to any of those questions, ma'am, you are carrying emotional baggage. And how do I know? Because I've been there, done that. But I am thankful to God that I've gone through my own healing process to be able to unpack that baggage, okay? I recently saw on TikTok my niece. I love my niece dearly, so I'm not gonna say any names. I have a lot of nieces. But she posted this video and she was dancing. She was having fun with her girls. But the caption said, when you don't heal, and you just keep going. And I understood exactly what she was saying. She was saying that she was wearing a mask where people on the outside would think that she was happy. She was full of energy. She was a go-getter because she is definitely doing her thing. But on the inside, she was hurting. She was in pain from past relationships. That is a true story of what emotional baggage looks like. It doesn't always look the same. It doesn't always look like someone wearing the world on their shoulders. They're not doing their hair and they're not getting their makeup done. They are literally wearing a mask to make it look like everything is okay. But I had to let my girl know, do not be like your auntie Dana. You better go heal so that you don't have to heal later. Let me say that again. If you do not heal now, sooner or later, it is going to catch up with you where you are going to have to heal later. True story. I hurt my foot back in April of last year. Me and my son, we were carrying a bookcase, a heavy bookcase to the curb for a pickup, trash pickup. And we made it to the curb. This bookcase was heavy, y'all. We made it to the to the corner to put the bookcase down. And I said, okay, we put it down. And guess what? Put it down right on my foot. I had flip-flops on. And when I say my foot was throbbing in pain, that's exactly what was going on. Got x-rays because it was hard for me to walk on my foot. And because no bones were broken, doctor said, you should be good in 4 weeks. 4 or 6 weeks goes by. I'm still in pain. Go back to the doctor. Here's this paper of some exercises you can do at home. You should be good. Come back in 4 to 6 weeks. Okay. 4 to 6 weeks goes by, 8 weeks goes by, 12 weeks go by. I am still in pain, but because I feel like the doctors are not going to do anything about my foot because I didn't break any bones, what's the need to go back to the doctor, right? Well, I was wrong. When I went back to the doctor, I said, I am still in pain. And here it was December. She said, let's get you in physical therapy. So now I am in physical therapy and they are stretching my foot. And guess what? It's hurting worse than it was when I was ignoring the pain. You want to know why? Because I have been forced to bring the pain to the forefront. I have been forced to stretch those ligaments that I have allowed to just crumble together because they haven't been stretched. And this is the same with healing of our heart. If we ignore the pain, it might seem like it's no longer there. We might forget about it. But the minute you try to address it and you open the bandage up to heal, it's going to hurt worse than it did before you experienced it. But you got to go through the pain to get to your end goal, which at the end is healing. So you don't feel the pain anymore. So it's not catching up with you when you were 50, 60 years old, because that's the reason why I decided I was going to go back to the doctor, because I don't want to be a 50, 60-year-old woman walking with a limp. So I have to do the work. You, my sister, you have to do the work. And that starts with forgiving yourself. Forgiving the person that did you wrong. And remember, forgiveness is not about you. I mean, it's not about them, but it's about you. Because when you don't forgive, it holds you back. It keeps you stuck in the pain. And I say it all the time, forgiveness doesn't excuse the wrong that they did to you, but it releases you to move forward. So here's an assignment I want you all to do, some practical steps to heal. I want you to begin journaling. Like, tell yourself, what did the experience teach you? Whoever broke your heart, that betrayal, that hurt, that trauma, what did it teach you? Because everything can be turned around into a lesson so that we can do better next time. What do you need to release? Write a letter to yourself and acknowledge the pain that you are feeling. And what do you need to do to release it? And don't forget your girl, Coach Dana W. That's what I'm all about. So if you need healing, contact me, okay? Contact me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Coach Dana W. Inbox me. I don't mind a little DM here and there. And lastly, let's not forget God. God is the ultimate healer. And the power of prayer and surrendering that pain to God, it is freeing. So, girl, get up and wash your face and thank God that you get another chance to rise, reclaim, and renew your strength. Take care.
right, so hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Healthy Chats. I'm your host, Carleeka Katrina Basnight-Menendez, yes, all of that. And on today's episode, we're talking about reflecting on the positive. A lot of times we reflect and we start thinking about all of the negative things, all of the things that we didn't accomplish, all of the people that walked away, all of the things or the promotions that we weren't chosen for. Our mind starts to just take us on this rabbit hole of a down spiral. But I want to encourage you today that, you know what, think about those things that you did accomplish. Think about the people that did pray for you and love on you. Think about the things that you did grow through and overcome during this year. And this is the thing, the year is not over. Say that with me. The year is not over, but I want to give you 3 things and 3 ways that you can have positive reflection, right? So that you don't go on this down spiral and then you start beating yourself up and getting depressed and anxiety and, oh my God, I didn't do this. And oh my God, I didn't go here. Calm down. Take a deep breath and go with me. So 1, take time to write what you're grateful for. Take time, like right now, right? You can do this today. Grab your journal or grab a piece of paper and write down things that you're grateful for. I can guarantee that the list is going to be extensive. And that's a way to reflect positively. To say, you know what? I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the times that this year I had an opportunity to forgive someone. I'm thankful for, and you fill in the blank because I could just keep going on and on and on, right? I'm thankful for life. Okay, I said I'm going to keep going. So write what you're thankful for. This is going to boost your mood. And this is going to give you more of a positive outlook on the year in review and moving forward, because a lot of us are in preparation and have been preparing for 2025, right? We're already in 2024. And though the year is not over, we're already looking ahead, not anxiously, but just preparing so that we can be full out participating in our purpose. So write what you're grateful for and let us know in the comments. What are you grateful for? 2, mindful meditation. You know, you may not have 10 minutes. You may not can do it for 20 minutes or even an hour. But I want you to take a moment, intentionally think about, has my mindset been positive? Think about the declarations and the affirmations that you spoke over your life. You know, the word of God says death and life are in the power of the tongue. And those who love life, speak life. So I pray today and from here on out, the end of 2024 and beyond, that you will continue or even start speaking life over your life. And not just yours, your family, your friends, even your coworkers, and that boss that you say gets on your nerves. Quit saying they get on your nerves and just start speaking life in the workplace. And mindful meditation is saying, you know what? I'm going to be intentional on my thoughts. I'm going to be intentional on my words. I'm going to be intentional what I listen to and where I go and all of the things, what I see. And take time as you're reflecting to say, you know what? What did I speak over that situation? What have I been speaking over my own life? And the last thing, recall your strengths and achievements. Now, I know for me sometimes, it has not been the easiest to think about or even talk about, more so talk about all of the things that I did achieve this year, because naturally our mind wants to take us to a place of what I didn't do, what I didn't get accomplished. But on today, I want you to take a moment to recall. I want you to take a moment to remember. I want you to take a moment to celebrate yourself and take time to celebrate someone else, to say, you know what? Wow, I did that. You did that. And take time to celebrate. Look, honestly, I'm guilty of not celebrating wins. And it doesn't matter how big or small the win is. Maybe you really got in 5,000 steps 3 days a week. Congratulations. Maybe you went to bed earlier or woke up earlier. Congratulations. Maybe you released something that was keeping you bound for a long time. Congratulations. So think about your achievements and your strengths and on today. So we're just going to do a quick recap. 3 ways to reflect positively. As we're reflecting on a year in review, we have so much to be thankful for. Write those things down. Then mindful meditation. What did you declare? What did you affirm? Right? How did you work on creating a positive atmosphere and a positive mindset, regardless of the situation that you may have faced or the challenge that you may have faced this year? And then take time to recall your strengths and your achievements. Until the next time, I'm Carleeka Katrina Basnight-Menendez. Yes, all of that. And this has been another episode of Healthy Chat.